Greetings, everyone. Welcome to your Friday edition of Going Optimal. We are going to start here with an Ikoria Lair of Behemoths Premier Draft. This is best of one. I'm choosing this. I've been kind of going back and forth all week, and we've had great success with these so far. I think we've had, two? I think we had 2 7 wins so far. Trying for a third here this morning, my time. And then when this wraps up, we're going to do some extra fun stuff drafting against chat, as is our new Friday tradition around here. Love it. But my old everyday tradition around here is pitching my sponsor, CardKingdom.com. You've heard this before if you've been around here, but you're going to hear it again because you love me and you love Card Kingdom if you've ever ordered from them, because they provide everything you need for your tabletop Magic experience. Supplies, sealed product, and singles are all available at CardKingdom.com. And if you go via my affiliate link down below in the panels, you're going to get there from here, and then that helps my stream out. So thank you for doing that. And what I want to do is get I'd love to get a clean update from Card Kingdom on exactly like what people can expect from, and maybe they don't know. It's a very confusing time. A lot of delays in stuff, and so as I understand it right now, and I want to verify all this with Card Kingdom, and I'll get you a better message next week that is way up to date, but I believe they are taking orders. They're taking buy and sell orders, and they're filling them as they can, but they are not fully staffed for it due to proper coronavirus precautions. So keep that in mind, but you can absolutely go shop at Card Kingdom, put in orders, put in sell orders, and some parts of the economy are still cracked open a bit. You know what I mean? All right. Thank you, Card Kingdom, for your support. Now let us jump in here. We're going to pay the 15 and wait for the draft queue to be get going. Hasn't been taking long at all. Let's see how long this one takes. And there you go. Boom. Good to see for Arena. If drafts are filling this quickly, you know, they're firing every 5 seconds, basically. We have a rare land that we could take for rare drafting. We don't need to rare draft around here, though. We could take Snare Tactician, try to wheel this Gopher Blood. One thing I like about the Snare Tactician here is that I do believe that with no other competition, like, I think the way I put it on a YouTube comment last night was that if I had... if someone, as Marshall likes to put it on LR, if someone said, hey, you can have a solid deck in any archetype in the format, super solid deck, but any archetype you want, I would definitely choose red-white cycling. So I'm going to do that. Here, I have Cardboard Live up. Let's see, is it working for... Let's try a restart of Cardboard. But I'm going to start with the Tactician because there's nothing else here competing with what I think is the best deck in the format. Certainly the most annoying to play against. And so it's a possible, and this is not a particularly strong pack. This is a strong card. I like this 7/7 a lot. But this has great signal potential and sets us up to potentially be in the best deck in the format early on. What is this? Each player chooses an artifact, a creature, an enchantment, and a planeswalker from among the non-land permanents they choose, then sacrifices the rest. If Mardu was spent, you choose the permanents for each player instead. So if we Mardu this, we can just like wreck everything. Can also just take Necropanther as a mutate that actually fits with the Snare Tactician. There's nothing much here for, you know, this deck. I mean, there's this. There's not even cycling. We could take the Rumbling Rockslide. I've enjoyed all the colors in this format. I gotta say, so far I don't really have any pulls. Yeah, Rake and Claw. We can just take the Cycler now. If it were a Cycle 1, I think I'd be with you, but I think with Cycle 2, I'm willing to wait. I'm gonna take the Rock Slide. But maybe I don't know how to draft this deck yet, and I'm totally just supposed to take every single cycling thing I see. But Marmoset's a thing, right? In the deck. Moloch. Oh, yeah, Moloch has cycling and gets cycling. Yeah, I guess we want Moloch, right? Over the... Marmoset's cool, but Moloch is also on plan. I was forgetting what it was doing, and it's doing the cycling thing, so sure. Marmoset is a payoff. I think Moloch is more powerful, though. Let's take that. Yeah, I don't see any cyclers here, right? I'm not missing any here. I'm keeping an eye out for the one mana cyclers. Just putting it on the rare, but not going to take it. Here we can take the Vantrasaur. Also, this cycle is here, but yeah, let's just take the Vantrasaur. See if we can continue trying to cut this deck. Yeah, this could end up being a human deck, although we've got 2 red cards. Anyway, I'm going to take that here. This is takeable. Looking for any cycle 1s I'm missing. I don't see any cycle 1s, but there's a Shredded Sail that could be better as a cycle card than the Charge. Yeah, we could take Bastion. Is it too late to, go black-white humans? We have the Snare Tactician. We could take it. I just don't know, I don't know how hard to move in on this. Farfinder is actually not good in this particular deck, and take the Charge. I think I guess maybe that's it's between these two for me. I'm going to stick with the plan. I'm going to try and get there on cycling. Yeah, I have a great black-white humans deck in my other account that's doing great right now. Cycling 1 there. Bloodfell Caves wouldn't be bad either, as would a Blade Banish would be welcome, like one of these, but I'm going to stick to focusing. I drag the cards because I've been accidentally double-clicking when I don't drag the cards, D. So here's another Farfinder. Excellent card, but, Snare Tactician here at pick 8 is just amazing news for us. So this is a big sign that we're going to get paid off. And Go for Blood came back too. That's what I was hoping to wheel out of our pack 1. Necropanther that I was considering taking 2nd overall came back. I don't even know if it makes it into this deck, but check out the openness of black in this draft. We could potentially abandon our red and switch to red, white, black humans. I mean, Deadeye is good. Commando is good. This is an hard to ignore signal here. I'm going to take the Necropanther, and I'm going to start hedging, we're taking a Commando, and we'll hedge towards, and yeah, maybe we abandon white, or abandon red, because this is a strong human card. Take the Crag and play Splash Red. We could, splash the Moloch and the, Yeah, I think we have to listen to what people are... Oh, I was trying to get the land. That's too bad. This is a good land to pick up, though. And we have the Mardu Triome. But Zenith Flare says, no, Ryan, stick to the plan. What are we doing? I don't know what I'm doing. We get Splash Zenith Flare? We had to take this, right? It's just it's the ultimate payoff of the cycle deck, which we are close to. We just picked up some late black. But we can listen to the signal and still take this. I mean, we have a cycle. Rock Slide is splashable. Moloch is cyclable. Flare is splashable, and we may have enough random cycling in black, white that we can still get reasonable value out of this. But we're going to take Flare and see where it goes. We're just in a muddled spot here, but we'll try and listen to what people are saying. I want to see what this is. And D, this is why the reason I drag and then let go is that it makes sure that I don't double click and accidentally take this that I just want to look at and read. 1/3 death touch for 2. Beginning of your upkeep, if opponents control no permanents with bounty counter, put a bounty counter on target creature. Whenever an opponent controls the bounty counter on it dies, you gain 3 life and draw a card. Oh, it's a cool build around. It's mythic. I might take it from that. I could take it from that standpoint. But we could take Marmoset or Cycle Aura here. What do you? I think I want one of the payoffs though. I think we'll let this go, and I'm gonna take the Marmoset. Nobody seems to be in the cycling deck, so even though there's strong signals to go black-white humans as well, nobody's cutting us off from the cycling deck, so I'm kind of into continuing down that path. Take all these tacticians. Never let them untap anything. These back for mores going around are scary. Another tactician or a divine arrow. Do we just want all the snare tacticians we can get? Are we going to run 4? Because there's also Night Squad Commando if we wanted to hedge back towards black a little bit. There's this Keen Sight Mentor. We're not doing that, though. All right, I'll take another tactician then. Just making sure. Sanctuary Lockdown, Blood Curdle to continue on the you could do humans thing front. But really, probably just want this. I mean, this is, if we're doing 4 snare tacticians, we want all these cycle ones we can get. So we're just going to do that. Who needs this officer to tap stuff? We're going to tap stuff with 4 tacticians. Mike wants Lockdown. Interesting, Mike. I'm going to stick to the cycling where I can find it. We could take... Note that we have not seen the 2-drop 2/2s in either white or red here. There's also, yeah, this doesn't really do it for me. This isn't good. We could get a Day Squad Marshal. Yeah, Evolving Wilds is interesting. I think Hodge is right on the Evolving Wilds. Let's continue to fix our mana and have Mardu access. Nice Mardu access. We have Mardu access, but I don't think 2 black mutate is realistic for that. When we have a Raking Claws here, so we got cycle. Oh, here's cycle 1, even better. Thank you for that sub, by the way. I heard the rat burglar go off. Love that. I mean, we'll take a Lockdown. I don't think we're doing this, but I don't think we're doing anything else in this pack. I'm going to put the Lockdowns in the board, and we can remember that they're a possibility. Here we have a 1-mana Cycler. We're going to take that over the 2-mana Cycler. So this is wild to still see here, but maybe not as wild as seeing this still here. And also makes me think that maybe we didn't successfully cut our attempt at red-white cycling. I think we're definitely fighting. We're fighting with at least 1 other drafter. I'm wondering if we're fighting with 2 other drafters. Anyway, I'm going to take the fixing. And here's a Cycler. I suppose... Crystal as Cycler provides possible splash opportunity. We'll take the Crystal. Yeah, it looks right. It looks like a fight with 2 others. When you're seeing back for more at pick 12, you know, something's going on. But we'll take another cycling 1. All these bad colorless cards. This one says 5 damage value as you choose. That's worth just taking, right? Because we're red, right? Another Sanctuary Lockdown. What are we wheeling from here? Hopefully we wheel this Gopher Blood. But Mythos is fine just as mono red. Maybe we end up with a blue source we can toss in. Doesn't even do that much to get the 3 color on it. Hey now. I didn't even know this card existed until last night when I was playing on my other account. And then my opponent played this against me. And I'm like, oh, that's uncommon? Oh! So we're happy about that, of course, and looking for 1 mana cycling. I don't see it. There's this 2 mana cycler, and I think that's just what we want, right? Another Snare Tactician or Divine Arrow or Porcuparrot. Probably just Tactician again. Just run all the Tacticians. Probably not running this at this point. Is there cycle 1 to take here that I'm missing? I mean, we could take cycle 2. Oh, memory leak. Sorry, I missed it. Yeah, you're right. Sorry. It's hard to see all these tinies. No. Remember, cycle 1 is great. I just totally didn't see it. And here's more support for splashing black, but we're not actually doing anything. Like, we don't need to splash black at this point. So probably just actually the cycle 1 again. Just looking at splash colors, but we're not even really doing it. Mare is nice. Cycles and is a creature if we need that. There's a cycle 1, but I'll take the flexibility of this card. Oh, there's a Gopher Blood in the sideboard. Oops. Why did I pull those out? Did I miss? Ah, finally. Can I get a red one? Can I get a red one next? No. Cycle 2 or 2-drop creatures. But I think we just take more cycling. We're just going to do the cycling thing. All in. We are all in. Here is the source of blue we could include. This is a better land for us than any of those black lands. No cycling here either. Yeah. Gust of Wind. Not really going to be playable. I think any of this is playable. I'll take that, throw it in the board. I don't think we're playing this. I know we can play it for 2 red, but it's not really what we want to play, right? We can, Kruzak. I just doubt we will. I mean, we'll keep it in the board for now and see if it comes in. But look, we got 33 playables with all of these cycling. Even with a low land count, we're going to be fine. Now, this is interesting. I know we're all in on cycling. Do you want cycle 2 or just actual Divine Arrow? Like, we don't have that much removal. I think I kind of want 1 Divine Arrow here. And let's take this from somebody. All right. How good is this deck? I don't know. It's got like it's like a tiny number of payoffs, and then the rest is cycling. So I guess we're doing it? Question mark. Only have maybe we don't, Mike. I mean, this is 46 of 40, and we're at the recommended 17 here, right? So if we cut down to, we only have a couple of cuts here. Yeah, no stingers is rough. It's like we got decently paid, but we're going to have a little bit of trouble closing here, I think. Yeah, Necropanther isn't doing anything here. And then I normally don't do mana first, but I'm going to do mana first here just because mana is so weird in these decks. I want to get no islands, but we will run... And I don't think the Evolving Wilds either. I was just thinking... This... Actually, did anybody... Mirage Land? Okay, there. We got Tron on lands, so I'm going to do it with this and this. 1, 2, 3, 6, 7. So, like, yeah, 14-ish, like about that. And then we have 2 cuts to make from there. Abrupt thinks it could be 13. Cut, Rock Slide, and Arrow. Are we that all in? All right, yeah, let's look. I'm going to put 1 mana cyclers here and 2 mana cyclers here, and we'll see what we look like. It's technically a 2. And then this is kind of our generic removal. These are our payoffs. This is cycling 1. Basically, cycling 1 we're not touching. So really the question is these 2 middle columns. We're not touching our payoffs. We're not touching our cycling 1. The only thing we can do is maybe cut 1 more land or cut cycle 2s or removal. I think that's the only... Yeah, Thundermare would have been nice to have. I don't know. I know there was a chance to take 1 and I didn't take it. I can't remember. Maybe it was like a charge or something, or it was a... So I cut 2 cycle 2s. Let's see how many total cycling we have. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 cycle. Wilt in a land. It's definitely Wilt or Crystal. Neither really matter. I guess Wilt is worse than Crystal. And then you want to go try 13 lands. All right. I'm a little afraid of 13 lands, but what's the fear of 13? TriskaDECKaphobia. TriskaDECKaphobia. That's going to be our deck name. Except tap land produces blue without sacrificing a source of red or white, and could allow us to actually cast this, but maybe it's not worth it. I was actually sorry. The way I was thinking of it is this. Is it worth it for this? It's definitely not worth it for... Can't cast it with this. This isn't worth it, but is it worth a single blue source for this? And maybe it's not. Let's figure it out. Deals 5 damage divided as you choose, and if you pay the extra, until your next turn, those permanents can't attack or block, and their activated abilities can't be activated. It's like... maybe that's, like, again, of all the bonuses you get for paying the full 3 specific colors on this rare cycle, this one feels like, Like, now, Bree thinks it is. No, Pajaman is like, yeah. Yeah, so let's cut it then. I'm with cutting it. And do we like... What do we think we're doing more of in terms of casting? Really, we want to get these... where is our tacticians down? So I'm going to go with white. Oh, we have a red-white tap land? Maybe we're not even supposed to play that, but let's take a look. Yeah. So how many of those do you think we should play? We have 2 of them. Sorry, I forgot. I was trying to cut the black splash and accidentally cut that splash. So we have 2 Crags. We can just do this again. Yeah, let's just try that instead. Yeah, red makes sense for the double red. I think we can do one crag. I think this deck is just okay. I think as far as this archetype goes, we're a little low on payoffs, so we really got to make these payoffs count. This one too. Like, we may be winning with hard cast Vantasaurs, you know what I'm saying? Zenith Flare, okay. Thundermane has been disappointing. It's not, I beat it, but it was really a lot of trouble until I found. Yeah, Moloch value is nice. That can win us some games too. Mike points out Moloch does not allow you to cycle the card. Why are we playing Symbiote? There's no need to splash for Symbiote. We're not really doing any mutating. So in our deck, it would be splashing for a 2/2 for 2 and an off color. That doesn't seem right. Anyway, we're going to run this, see how it goes. Flare is any target. So yes, we're more of a combo deck than anything. We're going to try and keep Oppo from killing us by cycling and tapping down with Snare Tacticians until we get to the bottom of our library and we Zenith Flare for 18 or whatever, you know, 17. We have 17 cyclers, so I think it's 17, right? We cut the wilt and cut a land. Battlefield.
All right, everyone. Chill.
Free chills all the time around these parts. I seem to give you all a free chill every day. Seems fine. Oops. Sure, we'll let them know exactly what's coming here. And then I am looking for... Mike says, don't cycle. Interesting. I was going to snap cycle, Mike. Why are we not cycling? Because we have these tacticians. We have so much cycling, though, and we want to get stuff into the yard for flare. And I also want to find land for... Like, I don't see why how we don't cycle, Mike. No reason to cycle? To flow through our library and get as many cycling cards in our graveyard as we can for our big Zenith Flare? I don't understand like, I'm worried because I got players I respect telling me not to cycle, but my entire gut here says that this is what we're supposed to be doing with this deck. This card is great, but if we can potentially wait and get it out when we can play it and cycle it and pay on the same turn, so basically 5 mana with a 1 mana cycler, I'm going to do that, and we'll go with Snare Tacticians for now. Try to get their removal spent on our Tacticians. Can do some upkeep cycling to tap down mana sources. I think I need to start doing that. Well, now I'm going to risk the Thundermane, and then cycle 1 during their upkeep to tap the Naturalist. How did I come up with it? It's there, D. It's like obvious. There's all these payoffs, like, and there's all these cycle 1s in the set. It's really a heavy-handed plant, really. Yeah, that's why I have the upkeep stop set. We're going to cycle Go for Blood on upkeep to tap their naturalist. Attack was free, I suppose. You're right. Should have attacked. No risk. I seem to force it. This is the second time I've ever played it, D. I've been playing this format for 3 weeks now or whatever. This is my second time. Like, I don't even know what you're talking about, D. Show me your receipts, please. Please link me to all of these red-white decks I drafted all the time. I think I drafted one red-white deck in the preview stream, and then this is my second since the set launched. Sorry, and then we're here. There. Now I'm forgetting where. Okay, we're still on my turn. Sorry. Thunder from Mama. Sure. Haven't seen this one in a while. I had great reason for it. Anybody who thinks my Snare Tactician pick was a force, tell me what you would have taken out of that pack, and let's talk about it. I gave my reasoning, and it was good. D has legitimate questions. Yeah, no, I'm just literally asking, does somebody think I forced it? Like, does somebody think you really took Snare when you should have taken blah? I didn't hear anybody even say that, so I'm just curious. All right, yeah, I'm getting a little distracted. Let's focus on winning this here magical game. Parcel Beast, pretty excellent. Gonna keep this upkeep stop going. We can cycle one and start throwing shocks around. They're Helix shocks, though. Better than just shock. If we cycle here... I guess I'm definitely going to attack with a Tactician. Might even attack with the Thundermane. If they want to block with the Parcel Beast, I will trade Thundermane and a cycle and a turn to take out the Parcel Beast. So I'm going to attack with everything. I know, like, Thundermane is really good, but I'm willing. The Parcel Beast is excellent, so I think I'm willing to make that trade. Also, I don't think they attack with the block with the Parcel Beast, just because there's a lot of cards we could have with the Thundermane that win combat, double strike, that kind of thing. Yeah. We can just give it double strike. If we can actually just cast this if they if they want to block. Trouble is, it's still a trade. Like, double striking the is still a trade. We might as well get like the two damage out of it, right? But that's what I expected, that they weren't going to do anything. So this is fine. And then let's... Yeah, claws plus cycling, but we can't do that all, right? What do you, like... Yeah, I guess we just tap both here. But if... Wish we could throw damage around. Can't it? Target creature. Okay, thanks. I thought my opponent yesterday went to my face with it, so I didn't even read. I thought that I experienced it going to my face yesterday, but it's my brain tricking me. why you're saying that, D. Nobody said that. All right, 4th land, 2nd mountain means we have Mythos to use. Maybe just use it to reach out and kill that parcel beast. Yeah, Media, it's fine. Like, I'd rather have the taps than have played my 4th land on time, actually. All right. This is also a very tricky deck to play. You think Boros, you think aggro. It has some aggro play to it, but more plays like a combo deck where you have to manage a bunch of fiddly interactions correctly. And, you know, that's unfortunate to lose our dude, but it wasn't hitting anything successfully anyway. We could go Snare Tactician. We don't have any more cycle 1s. So I think taking out Parcel Beast. Also, they have 3 mana, and there's a counter spell in the format that counters creatures. So I'm going to swing 2 and then kill Beast, Mike. In case there's some untapping here, we can at least cycle and tap down something that would leap and untap. I don't know if there is. I'm just saying. Yeah, they could have Convolute, but we are going to make them have it. Obviously, our plan with 8/8s is to tap them. All right, Rabbit Man, we'll see you. Why not go 1 to face there? You couldn't. I actually read my card that time. Hooray! So, I think I like Snare Tactician, let Oppo have their turn, cycle, and tap down 2 things. Or they might counter this, in which case... Yeah, alright. Fine. But I'm going to go back to tapping the Naturalist during upkeep. Although they have whatever land they want. Maybe I should just wait... tap at the end of their turn and see if they have something that is better to tap than the Naturalist at that point. This is a free attack-ish, though, so I'm going to do it. We have the Claws. Oh, they might... It's not even free. Like, if they block, we could win combat if we want. I don't even know if we want to spend Raking Claws on killing a Naturalist, though. I want Raking Claws to tap stuff. So, yeah, I'm going to... What do you think? Are we supposed to just win this combat, or are we supposed to tap down their play next turn? £30 wants to kill. Dynastic wants to keep for cycle. So, there you go. It's an interesting decision at the very least. Right, but the difference box is that cycling draws us a card, draws us to more cycling action. All right, my instinct was to keep it. So with Haj confirming my instinct, I'm going to go with that.
All right, everyone, chill.
That's what I was thinking, Dynastic, right? That, like, I would rather get a card and potentially tap down something big, potentially tap down an octopus. They could easily have a kraken by the time we're attacking. No cycling, which makes me sad, because that means if we send in the tactician and they can draw 2, is there instant speed draw 2 in blue? This is where I don't, again, not sure of all the cards in the I think obviously they could cycle twice. I mean, it's certainly possible, right? So even cycling twice means that you could do that. But yeah, we have 2 backup tacticians, so maybe we say do your worst, Oppo. But that's sorcery. Yeah, I think we do Marmot and Tactician, not Tactician, but certainly 2 of our creatures, right? And we're going to make them have it. All right, do what you can and eat our Tactician. I dare you. Hey, MTG Nerd Girl, welcome to my stream. Glad you're here.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Pimpin, thank you for the gift subs. That's kind of you.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
Is that? Yeah, I guess the 1/6 flash crab, but at least it wasn't that wouldn't have been a blowout.
Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar. Some say I never heard of ya. A rap burglar.
2 flash sharks. Yeah, suffice to say there's a lot of flash creatures, huh?
A rap burglar.
Now we're like a cycle away from winning, right? Or not exactly, but close. And now we don't have cycling, but let's rock slide and clear this Great Horn out. Get in for 2. All right, now we've got 8/8s to manage, but we have enough cycling ostensibly that we should be able to. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our cycling cards, leaving 12 left in the deck. 12 cyclers. We just can't seem to find them right now. And I'm going to play this land out because if they have Convolute, we can actually pay. And actually they don't have, I mean, they have the octopus, so yeah, we're just gonna play this out. No, I had the same thought, Rob, right? Like the last time we saw 8/8 Krakens, they had hexproof, but these do not. Only mythic Krakens have hexproof, apparently. And Zenith Lair being an instant is stupid, because even if something happens, we can still even play this, you know? Yeah, Glimmerbell is going to be able to overcome our Tactician taps, but the rest of it can get by, and then 4 damage plus 5 is GG. Yeah, we have 12 outs. Draw a card for each other permanent you control with converted mana cost 3 or greater. And that means no extra cards for Oppo. Ouch. It says other? Each other permanent. Oh, here we go. Capture Sphere. They got one. Capture Sphere. All right, enough. Enough, please. Just any of our cycling cards, please. That'll do. Pig, that'll do. Well, they auto-tapped, played their turn, and then played a land at the end of their turn that was the same, but the fact that they attacked with the bell means that it wouldn't have really mattered. Tron is talking about the land count and how to figure it out. I think that's a reasonable question, Tron. Rather than do a full soapbox, I will say that, like, if we look at... Well, first, I'm listening to the herd, right? With when it comes to Magic and trying to figure stuff out, there's no shame in following the practices of your Ben S's and your LSVs as you try to figure out why they're doing that. But I would say the key to shaving lands in these decks and how much to shave is your 1-mana cycling. Because the idea of being this low on land is that you're going to get still highly likely to get one land in your opener, and then if you have enough 1-mana cyclers, you know that you can at worst do a bunch of early cycling. So it's really like we're replacing lands with 2 1-mana cyclers. I'm curious if that almost plays out. Let's see. Here are these 1-mana. So yeah, in this case, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards that cycle for 1. And if you think of each cycle 1 as half a land, these represent 5 lands, which added to our 13, put us right at about the 18. In my off-the-cuff talk on this right now, Beto, Brad, no, I'm not. But I mean, I don't know how much you do, but again, I think shaving really low is about making sure that you can do something on 1. So I think having more cycle 2s is all well and good, but it's fundamentally the cycle 1s that allow you to shave lands. And so that's a starting heuristic to think about. I don't know exactly how good it is, how perfect the heuristic is, but a nice starting heuristic would be shave 1 land for every 2 1-mana cyclers you have, and see how that looks. I've heard that they're not using it. Mike, any other info on that? I think you mentioned it the other day. I've heard whisperings around the internet that if you do the number crunching on available data, it doesn't look like hand smoothing is part of Premier. I don't know. Why would we play egg in the deck? Are you just joking with me, Mensch? Because there was egg controversies. Oh, they fixed it, so now it is. Well, no cycling yet, but a nice turn 2 play and a nice turn 3 play. So let's keep our cycling payoffs and then find our cyclers down the road. Okay. Well, I figured it was because it has like no place in this deck, but frankly, Mensch, you never know. Magic is hard. A lot of people have a lot of weird ideas. Chris Grocery is hosting my stream with one viewer. Welcome, Chris Grocery. I assume that you are the one viewer that I have here. I'll take it. Thank you. Glad you could be here. So, they could have Essence Scatter. Alright, that's too bad. But we were always going to make him have it. But now we know they don't have Essence Scatter, so let's get down a Tactician. Oh, you want Marmoset? Yeah, I mean, I guess Marmoset's more damage. I think so. Tap defensively, though. Now... yeah, send in Tactician, and we can Memory Leak tap if we want. See if they do anything to mutate this otter before combat. They're not mutating the otter, so I will go ahead and let it attack if it wants to. We have a cycle to turn ourselves into a 4-power first. You tap it, huh? Interesting. Well, what do you think I'm risking here? Another arrow? All right, I'll trade for an arrow. Light of Hope, +1/+1 counter. Yeah, see, that's not good. Is that all you got? Ah, they really wanted that. Well, here I like just spending, I mean, it's 4 mana to get everything they've put here, but then we get to attack in and have development for any defensive play they make at the end of their turn. So that's a lot of, that's a bit of an overkill for this rare to do that amount of work. But with our hand and the way it's going, I like this setup. Yeah, it feels like Mythos could go to face and not be busted at all. I'm surprised it doesn't, actually. I'm gonna wait. I could cycle to tap it down now, but we already have plenty of mana to maneuver, and if we wait till our turn, we can tap it down to clear attacks while giving Marmoset +2/+2, as Mike observes as well. Truly, all these things can do is cycle, so let's start there. Cycle again, or save for... because we could get another 2 damage here and possibly find other cyclers or other spells. It's kind of the point of the deck. I think I'm going to do it. Jimmer says save. I'm going to dig. Oh yeah, 13 land flood is what this archetype is all about. Okay. All fine if we find cyclers, and we do, but let's, as pointed out, if we use Moloch to get a cycler, we don't get to cycle that card. We can only play it, so let's see. We can play this, though, and that's not bad, right? But we can't play it till next turn. We have, the only things with cycling are the memory, basically things that, oh, we can't get this, doesn't have cycling. So really only we can't even cast any of this, so it's not worth doing. So we should cycle. None of those are cycle cards that matter. So we have to just cycle the Moloch here. Well, it's not 6, we got dead weighted. But that's cool. Now we're hitting for 6. There we go. Yeah, the tacticians are brutal. You can't block when they have tacticians out. It's just like, how many creatures do you have? Oh, let me cycle that many times. Okay, thank you. Easy keep. We're gonna cycle a startling development first thing, then a coordinated charge second thing. Waiting on the Vantasaur because it is still conceivable that we cast these in some situations. Although now we have a double cycle with a potential mare on 3, so we might have to go cycle to give us the best chance of making sure we drop this on 3. So yes, we're gonna cycle this way. And I'm going to cycle now because we want to find land. There's our land at least. So our Oppo has each creature in their starting deck is a cat, elemental, nightmare, dinosaur, or beast card. Interesting. We could hard cast the crystal, but I like, well, let's get Marmoset now. They could play this and pump it, but then we can set up to kill it with Rock Slide and a land. Has this got flash? What are they doing? Obvious tricks. Yeah, I thought they would. I mean, I still didn't mind playing this, but because I'm just trying to take out. We're trying to find another land and kill it with this, so, or kill this with this. But what is the trick we are facing here? If they have first strike counter, we defeat that. It's probably just some random pump. Yeah, it could be Divine Arrow. It could be a lot of things. Double strike. But if it's double strike, we trade, so that's not bad for us at all. Yeah, that's the question. Is Marmoset too valuable? But the thing is, we have other stuff here. I don't think it's necessarily too valuable. I also don't like taking 4 if they're getting aggro on us. I'm going to call. I know that our Marmoset is valuable, but I'm going to call. Now I wonder if we need to... Well, we just drop Mare. Now they can play this, though. Oh, one of the we were saying they're going to drop this. They can't cast this yet, so that's what's going on. Sorry, I didn't mention that, but they only have the 1 white for this. So I'm going to drop the mare. Yeah, James thinks that draft will self-correct away from this deck being as powerful as it is, but we'll see. Maybe they have more tricks here. Sure seems like it. But at what point? I mean, if they want to put more into it, we're going to eventually rock slide it. Yeah, we can just get life gain on crackback, I suppose, Mike. That's fair as well. Raking Claws, giving it potential double strike, also interesting for next turn. So let's just say no blocks. I'm with you, Mike. Yeah, and the glider can't block the mare. But we do need to get on board here. This is getting a little awkward. I think I'm going to play the crystal for land and then cycle one off of it. Yeah, we'll swing first and then figure it out. But what do you think of that play? Should we just hard cast the crystal right now, given our land situation? I know we're just going to find land coming up, though. I should probably just cycle the 1 manas and find them naturally. And do that. Let's find it this way. Ooh, Divine Arrow, though, makes me say no. We'll actually try and use removal here. Can't do anything about that. Gonna lose our mare. But we do get to arrow this at least. And if we find land, we might have to just flare this. Yeah. This is kind of our big winner, but we need to use it now and find another way. Snare Tactician is a nice sight to see. How many of our dinos have we used here? Only one. So there's still another 3/6 we can hard cast later. Kind of want them to go ahead and attack here, and we take 4, go to 16, they play something else, we cycle tap that. Although maybe we don't quite have enough cycling to be that greedy. Mike says just tap it down. Okay. Just thinking that maybe we want to get greedy that way. Now a land gets us Tactician plus tap 2 things. Alright, glad to see Oppo at least cycling without any major payoffs for doing so. Now what? Annoying. Well, I think I'm going to go attack with Tactician, play... What? This looks valuable here. So I want to get it where we can play this, cycle, and do it. We can play the 3/2, Mike, but it probably just gets killed. Although, maybe if this Tactician is alive, then... it's still okay. I guess we have to try that. See a Dynastic. If this lives to untap, we're in great shape. If not, we're okay, but not as in great shape. There, now they get their... Blowout City for us. I guess we cycle at least. Let's cycle this. Told you, Mike. Darn it. Really wanted to play that when we could activate the same turn so that we don't get so blown out by something like that. We still got, we drew another, we got tacticians behind though. We're going to be okay. There's the cat. Yep, tap, rock slide is the plan. Yeah, does that change? I guess it doesn't change anything. We can play Snare Tactician and tap 2 of their 3 things, and then worry about sliding next turn. So yeah, Rock Slide plan is now changed. We're going to do some double taps. Take only 3 if they even want to attack. I guess they attack because it's vigilance, so yes, they will attack. That's true. No, they won't, because we could block with a tactician. Not sure how this one is going to turn out. I feel like we got some tools here, but we're pretty precarious. We've lost a lot of our best stuff. Zenith Flare, Thundermane, gone. Blown out by 2-for-1s, and now Oppo on Mutate. Okay, well, that's not even that bad. I like it. It's just going to give us extra value when we rock slide this thing. Yeah, I'm not going to risk our tacticians if they attack, but they didn't. All right, and we've got a Moloch that's powerful. Can't get our Thundermane back. Zenith Flare doesn't cycle. So we can only get things that cycle. That probably means Vantasaur. Or just Splendor Mare. Splendor Mare is a good target for that. Might even be able to cast it. I want the land out. That gives us 6. We can play Moloch, get the mare targeted, and then go for blood cycle still. Mike still likes just rock slide this thing and then do the cycling. Yeah, I think you're right, Mike, but we can Moloch next turn. This is a cool play for next turn, but Mike's right about our plan for this turn. So let's rock slide Caesar. Oh, I was talking through what this draw got for us, right? Like, we had this plan, then we drew a card that could potentially change the plan. So I was assessing whether or not this card changed our plan. It ultimately did not. And cycle 1, go for blood, or cycle 2, charged, but knowing that charge could actually be hard cast for a potential win. So I think we go for blood cycle here. Yeah, let's do this. Although losing one of these tacticians makes me less inclined. Yeah, I could have done Moloch to buy back charge. This is all fine, though. This is all extra tapping. Yeah. So now with 7 available, we could get this, but we can't cast anything. Well, we could cast fight, so we could actually play the Moloch and have it fight something, but it's it trades. It's not winning combat. So I think we get a big boy out. What do we have? Do we have another coordinated charge in here? Yeah, there is a coordinated charge we can already get. So let's... I like... You want to get the 3/6? How are we winning? I guess we're just tapping down with Tactician. I guess Tactician doesn't die, that's how we're winning, right? Alright. We're a little more all-in on cycling than Oppo, but they're kind of using their tools to do some good stuff here. Yeah, that hurts. That hurts. It doesn't even matter. Don't have to charge yet. We're just losing the Moloch. But now let's tap down biggest thing. There's another Tactician, but we're gonna Vantasaur first here. Play out our land. We have the Vantasaur tap move, but we probably just want two big dudes out. And then we get a Tactician out, and then all we need to do is find a Cycler, and we're probably in excellent shape. Let's see, if we don't cycle this, are we okay? Let's say they swing out, we can block here, here, and let's say we take everything else, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. But then we would crack back 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Yeah, we could just block this instead, of course. So if they swing out, instead we take 5 here, we kill this, and that they're not going to do that, right? So I kind of don't want to tap. Right? Yeah, that's the correct block, of course. I'm just figuring out if we want to risk it. I'm gonna let them attack here. A lot of damage, but hopefully... There we go. That's nice. We get a big thing out, and we can cycle the charge and not die. All hail not dying. All right, more cycling is what we want to see. Tactician plus cycling means we have attacks coming up. Now, we technically have blocks on everything, although tacticians are not great blockers here, so we're still going to cycle for tapping. Yeah, Mike says tap everything but the Menace. We tap these, and then this one, if they want to attack, we can eat, and it's a single blocker that's not too imposing as a blocker. Oh boy. Is this win? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So close to just win, but not quite. Still, not lethal, but we're still taking out the Tigerilla. So let's do that. Or we could take out... This is 5, right? Yeah. Well, if we take out this, we get an extra 2 damage in right now. And if we don't, we can take out this and take out... But this is being successfully blocked by the Vantasaurs. Not sure what we're killing. No, if we swing first, I can't swing with the Tacticians. I want to... I'm debating whether or not we're trying to get in with these Tacticians right now. So I can't swing first and figure it out. I need to figure out if we're taking this out to enable these to attack. Benefits of doing it, we get them down to 1 right now, right? Basically, 11. Yeah, getting them to 1 here seems really good. They might swallow again, but that's okay. I'm going to take this out and put them to 1. I'm going to try. They might have something. I could leave 1 Tactician back if we were really worried about losing to a single piece of removal. Yeah, G-Guards and I thinking the same thing here. Probably safer to keep 1 Desperation Tactician back on D. And then a single Vantasaur is still lethal at 3. So we still have these dinosaurs that are solo lethal. All right, healer can cycle. Hopefully this is enough. We're going to make him have something here. All right, cruising along. Annoying the hell out of our opponents. Ah, Coffee. Hello, Coffee, my old friend. All right, looks good. Not all that much. I basically have my typical coffee regimen is this once a day. Fill this up in the morning and then I'm done. If I drink coffee past like 11 a.m., it dramatically affects my sleep. Do I think it's a sign of health, a healthy format when the best deck is all commons and uncommons? It's not healthy or unhealthy. It's just I love BDM's designation of Prince or Pauper. You know, it means if the best deck is that, you know, then it doesn't necessarily say whether the format's going to be quality or not. It just says something else about it. You got it, Knight. I think I like. Thinking of cycling the Splendor Mare. Just turn this into one, and then try to find another land here. Where are all my lands? Oh, right, there's 13 in the deck. I maybe signed up for this. All right, that's great though. Again, I'm not up on all the flash creatures, but I'm going to attack here, make them have something, and then we'll just Tactician. I could, like, not play anything and hope they play something with 2 toughness and we cycle Go for Blood and shoot it down or whatever, but nah, we're just gonna curve out here with creatures and make Oppo put up a fight. Oh, that's so fine with me. I've never been happier about a pacifism of one of my creatures in my life, I think. I'll still attack before casting creatures, though. No need to do that. No need to cycle looking for land. We're okay on... We can operate on 3. Let's play our Tactician number 2 and really put them to the test. Because now we're tapping 2 things a turn with another Tactician around the corner. This is why this deck is so annoying to play against. If you get the Tactician pile-up going, what do they do? Again, some stuff here that could be surprise blockers, but if so, we can cycle in response to tap anything that might get in our way. Are we playing into some sweeper here? This is getting downright suspicious. Should we just hold here on 3rd Tactician? I think I'm gonna hold here, although if they're truly just behind on their heels, getting 6 power out could lead to, like, winning next turn. But it's very suspicious. That being said, they're also stuck on planes, so, like, what are our sweepers? I mean... Yeah, since we can cycle profitably during their turn, let's be cautious and hold. No blowouts, flip. Maybe I'm being too conservative, but the fact that we have a 2-point lightning helix to throw around here makes me want to say, Oppo, you figure it out. What are you gonna do? And might as well... Nothing we have fights successfully, so we could do the... I could cycle the charge, but if I cycle the blood, I can activate this and get some life, but I guess the life doesn't matter. So yeah, let's cycle the most expensive thing. That's... I'm giving up a couple of life, but it doesn't really matter. The life doesn't matter, so let's do the mana. Yeah, we could fight with a pacified creature, but I like what it's doing anyway. And Oppo thinks we have this. Steady march. You do, kiddo. You just don't remember. Definitely keepable. Leech, good to know about. Just gonna cycle Raking Claws at the end of the turn. Nice. Turn 3. Mutate for sure. Gonna have to get our Snare Tactician going to stop the beats. I'm just gonna do this. Obviously they're gonna attack. Let's F6 this, aka move on. That's good to see. Now we at least have something to take this out in its current form. If it gets mutated again, it could be rough, but we do have Tactician into Rock Slide into 1-mana Cyclers. Vantasaur will be last, since again we may hard cast it. We also don't need to Rock Slide here. We could just start Tacticianing the Great Horn. And with the second Tactician, I like that, actually. Just drop a second Tactician, Memory Leak Cycle to tap both of these. They do have Pump Mana for Brushwag, though, so no attacks. Yeah, we took 6 from it, but now we can start tapping. Obviously, that's a big bummer. Now we need to hold the Rock Slide and try to take out Kong with that. And doesn't really matter. Probably even smarter to take out the Kong as a blocker, but well, that's interesting. So I can Thundermare, cycle, and shock the Brushwag, get some life back, and tap the Ape. That seems worth doing here as we try to find the mana, the land count for the Rock Slide to work on the Ape. Yeah, I should have tapped Kong, then we could send in the Tactician. But I think our fundamental question is, can we stabilize now? All right, tapping Kong. Well, we're going to make them. It'll use up their turn. Yeah, I suppose I could have done this during our turn, but then we couldn't tap down Kong. So it was either let them pump the Wag and tap Kong, or kill the Wag and take damage from Kong. So I don't hate this. What are we doing? Should I trade the Thundermane, though? We're not doing much else with this. I think I'm in on trading for the Thundermane, since this isn't going to kill any of these. I could cycle to try and get Rock Slide mana now. I think that makes sense for one of these Vantasaurs. So we find the land right now, we can just kill Kong with shields mostly down. All right, we missed. I could look for a land again. I guess there's nothing else to do. I'm going to do it. Thunder? Sure, you got Thunder. I like getting Kong done right there. They showed no tricks last time. I like that line. I don't know. Maybe there was a better / different one, but I think this is good. I'll have to come up with something for 100K, Magnet. The idea of Mama having 100K channel points that she hasn't spent is kind of funny. So now I just like hardcast Leech, actually, or Vantasaur. Or we could hardcast this and get something back. Yeah, actually, let's do that. I'm gonna play this. Set up for another Vantasaur play next turn. And we can cycle this one if we want. Mama, if channel points go away tomorrow, then Magnet Man ends the winner, right? That's how that works. I couldn't chip in with Blitz Leech, right? Right? Tapping the Leech since Moloch technically blocks and eats the Great Horn. Oppo saying, no, I got something for that. What are we saying? We're at 8. I can't not block, so we're going to make them have their trick. I'm not going to double. The Tactician is too valuable. Oh, I didn't even read. That's what's going on. But I still had to do it. I mean, I would lose if we didn't block there. Yeah, this is me, and you know, we talk, people are saying mutate, you know, I have opinions about the digital designs in this set, but I don't think I've ever said that mutate was a digital design. Mutate's actively worse on digital, because we forget the cards underneath. Second Snare Tactician maybe saves us here. But do we even have the time? Like we do Vantasaur, we can block. Yeah, I guess Vantasaur lets us live a turn. So let's do Vantasaur, block, and then hope they whiff, and then we have action for the turn after. This is risky, where if they top deck removal, we lose, and we had Zenith Flare for 6 in hand, so it'll feel a little bit silly. Oh, right, I'm forgetting the pump again. Shit. Oh, well. But let's see if they figure it out. Yeah, I should have Zenith. Here I am literally talking about the thing that's hard to remember and then immediately forgetting. Part of that's just my dumb old brain. I don't think we live, which is probably the math they're figuring out. Yeah, I gave up that one. That's too bad. I think we had an excellent chance. If I just Zenith Flare there, we are totally in this one. So too bad. Too bad. Yeah, maybe it's a digital punt, but it's on me to remember those things now. It's like telling me that it's only because I forget Planeswalker passives or whatever. It's like you can't... There's only so long you can talk about how it's digital's fault that I don't remember Planeswalker passives, right? All right, but the nice thing about Premier is that we do indeed have fouls to give. That doesn't have to impact our final prize total if we can still get to 7 wins. Yeah, no, I don't deserve a break, Popcorn, because I was just talking about it. But that just goes to show how hard it is, or maybe how old I am. I don't know. Do any of you feel that does that happen to you, young folks? You think of something and then forget it immediately 4 seconds later? I think the trouble with Cycle Deck in Standard is that it's... Well, it wouldn't look like a limited deck, Nox. I'm not saying Cycle Deck isn't possible in Standard. I just don't think it would look like a a tricked out version of the limited version. Well, East, I say young folks. It's not that I presume my audience is young. I presume that my audience is largely younger than me. So there you go. That's funny, Killer. Let me take a quick bio break, and then we'll see if we can recover from that whoopsie and still get to 7 wins. I'll be right back. Free memes. Jerry and I crossed over a little bit in R&D. Good guy. I'm going to keep this. We're 1 land away from Tactician, and we got all sorts of cycling. I don't know if there's a meme list. I don't think so. Sure, let's call it a stimulus meme and not a Ryan can't keep track of everything meme. Hello, dog. Hello, sweet wife. Hi, Rocket. You want to come say hi to chat? Come here, bud. Come here. Oh, that's my hound. There's my buddy.
Nap.
Of course he's just napping.
He's a good boy. Rocket, what a smart dog.
I'll go see Mama.
What a smart dog. Come on. Come on, buddy.
Thank you, Mama. You have no idea what it sounds like to Rocket. I don't either, but I assume that to Rocket it sounds rough. Didn't we just do this? We just did this. Brushwag into Greathorn. Let's see if I can remember Brushwag pumps today. This game. Hopefully it's not going to matter, and it's not about Brushwag pumps. It's about non-stop Snare Tactician taps. Hello, Miss Muffin. Thank you for the raid. Welcome, Muffin viewers. We started out 4-0 with a nice little red-white cycling deck here. Stumbled last game against basically this exact pair. Brushwag plus Greathorn. I am having trouble remembering that Greathorns with Brushwags underneath them can pump. That has been a little rough. Let's see if Appa wants to pump here or develop the board more. But if we can find a land off the top that enters a basic land, we're in good shape because we can Tactician and cycle and tap down both of their creatures here. Boy. I can play another Tactician and we go effectively to 7. And if they mutate, we could be in a real bad way. That being said, what's the alternative? Like we wait to, or we can cycle 1 now, or cycle 2 now and then cycle 1 on their turn to make sure we prevent 1, and then we try to find land with the cycling here. I think we go Tactician though and hold our breath. That's what I'm going to do. And if they go for pump here, we go down to like 4. But then if they go for pump, they're basically doing nothing else. And then us at 4 life with at least 2 tacticians, potentially 3 with a cycle should be enough to stabilize. But again, this is a bit nerve-wracking. Frustrating, for sure. But now I'm gonna Raking Claws, cycle 2, look for land. And then we have although I could have attacked and then had this ready combat to tap if they had something to flash. So I probably should have done that. As Mike is pointing out now, just swing. So now I'm taking on some additional risk that I didn't need to before. But actually with the having drawn the mountain, that's nice, because now we actually have two cycles, so I can still cycle to save these tacticians if Oppo puts anything suddenly in their way. But we still have tap 2 things on their turn next turn. Cycle 2 there because I wanted to save the cycle 1s for later, and basically, like, I wanted to take a shot at finding the land and then have 1 left over for their turn. I could have kept 3 up, I suppose, but I'm just trying to hold on to the... Basically, I felt like my agenda could be accomplished by cycle 2, so do the expensive one. That was my thinking. And to that end, like, if I didn't want to hard cast this Moloch, I would cycle to this thing here. Well, let's cycle a memory leak. Yeah, I'll cycle again. Tap that down. Continue looking for land and action. Another tactician seems totally fair. But I'll swing first. Uh-huh. So let's go full control here because I don't trust him. Although, actually, how do I want to do this? I can go Divine Arrow and tap 2 and go to 4 next turn. Yeah, let's Divine Arrow here. And we could tap everything if we want, cycle both of these. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to figure out if we want to, though. Like, we may want to. Well, let's see what they do. Let's just at least pass the turn. With another cycler on top, I'm going to cycle again. They could make us sack one of these tacticians, but no, we got away with that. So I'm going to send in and then be ready with more tacticians. All right, that hurt. That hurt. But look, we still got action. How about tactician? Oh, let's just rock slide this thing and then Thundermane. Continuing to get some good plays from Oppo, but we continue to have awesome stuff for us to do. I'm going to go Moloch and find Vantasaur probably. And we have a fight card that can actually do some, you know, we have a 4/4 and a soon a 3/6. These might actually be castable as fight cards. Is Oppo flooding out here? Maybe so. Fine by me. Been there, done that. Blood Curdle. Ah, yep, you got it. So not flooding out, but we're continuing to apply pressure. Next turn we can Tactician, Cycle Tap. Zenith Flare says we get to win? How about winning? It's instant speed. Should we wait? Nah, I'm just trying to wonder if there's anything that happens that makes us regret going for the win here. I don't think so. I guess we find out. Convolute. Yeah, we could play around Convolute, for example. But Convolute we could play around eventually. It's a great point. Are we... Is it worth going to our next turn just to have Convolute for this spot? Yeah, I know they get another draw, but... Well, what's conservative, Archangel? Is it going for it before they draw again, or is it playing around every possible thing they could have that would cause us to lose? Yeah, it seems like they would have countered the dinosaur, right? But that was last turn, so maybe they could have drawn a Convolute scent. I like play, snare, and wait. We don't even need Marmoset. I'm going to keep tap in case they have something hasty or whatever. I know I'm not playing out for lethal attackers. I'm playing out to not get Zenith Flare countered by Convolute. Yeah, there's risks either way. That's why I'm saying it's not clear to me which of these tactics is actually the best. But I'm going to cycle here. And now we'll go for it. All right. 5 wins. Where's that put us? Oh, so many buttons. 5 wins gets us to 1,600 gems. You know what that means? I love having a nice clean line to be able to say... Profit! The coffee, she is gone. Got some cycling. Do have some removal eventually. But as long as we have land and cycling, I'm going to keep. Part of this deck is having the trust to just cycle into the parts you need to actually win the game. Like a Draneth healer, but we of course still need to find the white mana, but we'll cycle a Go for Blood, see if we can get to some plains. Yeah, you can go keep making new accounts right now and re-roll accounts until you run one up pretty nicely and then just make that your main account, especially if you're a new player. Hoping for a plains there. We did not come up with a plains. Gonna cycle the coordinated charge for 2. As opposed to Go for Blood and Development. Although you could make the argument of just cycling each of these for 1 to try and find the planes we're looking for, but I'm still in it for actually trying to use our 1 mana cyclers later. There we go. Nice. Hard cast healer. Get some kind of board presence here. Kind of expecting the healer to die, but at least we get on board. Oh, they're on Lurie, so got to remember that. Each not, yeah, pretty easy to play a Lutri as a. You just need singleton deck. Got our flare. I guess I'll offer. We'll Divine Arrow that. Make him think I didn't see the first strike thing or whatever. They don't want to block anyway. Yeah, there's no need to get more. You don't need to manage more accounts than 2. Noxus, I'm not suggesting that you make a bunch of other accounts and run them all, but like right now, it's literally free drafting. If you just want practice with a new set, all you need is an email address, and you can at least do it. Well, what does cycling main phase get us here, Media? Like, you want to find something to cast? I guess we could have found like a snare. But I don't even know if we want to play those there. I guess we would. Maybe I should cycle more main. Marmoset for Media's point. And I'll cycle this too. Still have arrow. Let's attack, and then we can arrow and marmoset still. I don't know what they're leaving all this up for. I guess they have this on the flash. Maybe they're trying to flash and copy. Could be that that's what this is all about. I don't think it's mostly nothing though. We have a ton of cycling. We're building up Zenith Flare power. I don't think it's fair to call what I just did nothing. Got removal for creatures. Got Moloch to get back what at this point? Nothing amazing. Just, you know, the trouble with getting back these cyclers with the Moloch is that you do have to hard cast them. So probably want to get Moloch, get the Gopher Blood back, and then the 4/4 can fight something. Not sure what they did there. They got our Marmoset. Okay. Yeah, I'm into Moloch getting fight card here. We can't cycle this though. Is a main point about Moloch. You have to hard cast the cycling card you get. You can't cycle it from exile. They could pump in response to make it a trade, so we'll keep an eye out for that. It also prevents them from playing anything else, though, this turn. First strike doesn't work with fighting. They just look at the number. They don't take into account any keywords. I guess except lifelink. It is kind of weird that way. Sure seems like they're just going to make me pay if I try to do this. Is there something I can do to then... I guess in response we get Zenith Flare if we want to do that. Yeah, it's weird how some things... Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that before, but it is weird that all these other keywords are involved in fighting, but First Strike is not. Kind of funny. You're okay with the trade? Yeah, I suppose. Marmoset's pretty good, right? All right, well, let's try it. If Mike's down with it, can't be that bad, right? And we could, you know, like if we want, we could blow it out right now with the flare. But I don't know if we... I'm fine with Mike's point. Let's just let it trade. And yes, they can bring this out, but I'd trade for that too. Just gonna hard cast our mare and see if we can't get something done with these two creatures and the Mythos behind. Yeah, Mythos is going to be a solid path clearer, especially if they decide to bring Loot 3 in as part of that, because we can spend 2 on the Loot 3. Although there seems like they're trying to get value out of Loot 3. Eventually they're going to double something here. All right, that's actually great. I mean, it's not exactly... We would love to get a 2-for-1 out of the Mythos, but I'm perfectly fine getting rid of this Serpent. And I like holding Vantasaur. We might hardcast it coming up here. Hardcast Vantasaur, keep attacking. Flare for the finish is our ideal sequencing. Of course, Oppo has 4 cards, a companion that could double a sorcery, so we could see something happen where our entire board disappears with a doubling of a removal spell. I'm kind of expecting something like that, but we're very close to just being lethal to the face with Zenith Flare, so... I don't know what they're up... It's very intimidating, like... What are you doing, Oppo? Well... keep attacking. Capture sphere is fine. That's kind of what I want to see. Hard cast a dino. Yeah, it's everything we have has cycle on it, so if it dies, every creature that dies increases our flare's power. That means they're dead unless they do something pretty impressive. Well, they have blue, so I'm not going to say anything's over till the blue mage has 0 health. There we go. Now I think we've got it. I just don't pretend to know all the cards in the set. Like, I don't know if there's something else besides Convolute that could counter, that's all. But yeah, we have it now. Yeah, they only had 1 blue, so I don't know if there was something for 1 blue that was hard counter. Oh, sorry, we had a Cardboard Live restart, and then I didn't. It needed a reload, and then I didn't reload it. So here's Cardboard Live incoming. Thanks for the reminder. All right, we're perched on the edge. System working hard to find me an appropriate opponent for my mighty skill level. Really does, Haj. I mean, you just don't need much, right? It's like, yeah, like we didn't get... The thing we're really missing is healers and the red version of this. You know, I forget what it's called. But it's just showing that you don't need much in terms of the payout. Those, like, I think... You just need enough of a density of good payoffs, and I think we just have enough. Yeah, Stinger is great. Like, we don't have Stingers, but we have 4 tappers. Like, it's the 4 tappers that are proving excellent for us. Here, I'm trying to figure out if I'm supposed to cycle this. Go for blood. I think with all this other cycling, the answer is yes. Yeah, Zenith certainly makes you feel good if they don't have the ability to, like, discard it from your hand. Yeah, Flare on a creature is a really rough play for this deck to make, because we're so heavy towards flaring to the face to finish the game. But the thing is, Pocket Nebula, with all the cycling, you always get the flare. You just have to make it to the bottom of your deck. Oh, Oppo showing a quality deck with all the removal needed to take care of our early stuff here. How about a... now I like Charge Cycle, main phase. Oh, in the draft, yes. Although I think you can win without Flare with the right other pieces. That's what I mean, like, Yeah, I'm going to cycle this. We're looking for action. We got none right now. Vantrosaur is close to action. We'll try to use Divine Arrow on Oppo's Regal Leosaur here. Trying to figure out if I want to cycle one of these here or whether we want them both. We can't cast either yet, so I'm going to cycle one. There we go. We get Tactician for some control here. All right, now we can cast a Vantrosaur. Keep the officer busy. Heartless indeed. More land. This is where... Okay, we were talking about do we main phase cycle or not with Tacticians out. We're at 17. I guess we start with an attack, first of all. I think I cycle one here because it doesn't matter too much if we tap down this checkpoint officer, but then I'm going to save the other to tap down the tops on their turn. The old 13 land flood. That's what happens with the cycling deck. Feels like flood. Really, you're getting a statistically reasonable portion of your library. It's just that with all the cycling, it can feel like flood. All right, we need some serious help. I'm gonna have to use this defensively here. We just talked about that. It's a little bit rough to have to use the flare on defense, but gotta do it. And now I'm gonna play this out. They're not playing blue, so it's not like they're gonna counter. I guess they could make it indestructible. I guess, yeah, we can wait a draw. We don't want to be dumb about it, though. There's no sense taking a bunch of extra from this Pyroceratops. Well, I mean, how much can we take here? I guess we can take a turn's worth. 2 turns? What do you mean? No. Cycle that right now. If we play the tactician, we lose, so we're not going to do that. Or we don't lose, but we we come close. If they have any instant, we do lose. But we are not dead yet. We are most definitely just mostly dead.
Your friend here is only mostly dead.
Go face. I don't like face. We gotta kill the 4/5 or we're gonna lose to that too soon. Really, you go face? Then they're at 5, I guess. Maybe we're better. Maybe we're more likely to win with them at 5 and all of their creatures, but that seems awfully. Yeah, I'll take that. I mean, Oppo getting a little fancy play. I'll take it. Yeah, I say a little fancy play, but not necessarily bad. I'm just saying fancy. Usually fancy play syndrome means, like, fancy to your own detriment. In that case, you can make the argument for it, but... And this is why I was going to say, I assume they probably have more removal, because I don't think I would necessarily do that play if I didn't have follow-up removal for something like this. So this loaded with removal deck is proving sufficient right now to stick it to us. Unfortunately, we can't even, like, if we play this, we lose, because they can simply attack with a Mentor and beat us, so we actually have to cycle here. But I don't know what we can find. Like, we're cycling to nothing is the problem. There you go. Another thing that we die with. All right, a little too much removal from Oppo, a little too much land from our deck, and that is certainly one of the ways an average cycling deck can lose. It's maybe a little above average, but it's certainly not anything special as a cycling deck. It's just decent. But took it to the max here. Last game, no matter what. I am 100% 7s on my Premier events so far. Let's see if we can keep that streak going. All right, I want the 7. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it, chat. That looks good. Healer into 2 tacticians with some cycling will be great if Oppo doesn't have removal. All right, good land for us to pull off the top. Perfect draw, really. Maybe we get this thing dead weighted, we'll see, but really what we want to survive is those snare tacticians. I did. I'm thinking of throwing the gauntlet and going 07 just to force some kind of haircut, just to force somebody to do something with my hair. All right. Tactician can just attack into the symbiote. We get another Tactician, and we have 2 1-mana cyclers, so kind of coming up Millhouse here. I'm going to just not cycle here, though. If they want to send in with symbiote, we'll just take it. Ooh, discarding. We can handle discarding. Get rid of that land. And then we can rock slide the Whisperer next turn. Oh, no, we can't. No, we can. We'll have 5 lands, so it'll be big enough. But I will... Well, actually, let's cycle first to see if we get land or not. Well, I actually want land because of the rock slide now, so we'll see. I'm actually going to ditch the other memory leak. It seems really wrong. But I'm going to do it. I really want to ensure that we rock slide this thing next turn. Of course. Don't say never punished there. I was officially punished. The tapping is not just as good as the removal when they have a card that lets them strip our cards if they keep mutating. I know we can control via tap, but I don't want to lose our hand. Naturalist, I'm not even going to cycle to tap here because we can attack into it. Since we only have the 1 cycling left, I want to be a little conservative. This is where, you know, I'm not exactly 100% sure how best to pilot these decks, but it doesn't feel like spending the cycling to tap down something that can't kill any of our attackers anyway is not the right use of a cycling here. Flooding lands now. Also doesn't look like Oppo's interested in blocking. They're going to have to start, though. There they go. Maybe they have a trick. Sure. All right, now we're at parity here. Thirteen. Yeah, bring it, Naturalist. Still don't want to use the memory leak here. And Oppo showing a willingness to block. Not going to block. They're not going to attack here. All right, they're out of cards. Still going to hold. Still holding. There we go. That's cards for us. Now that their hand is known, I'll at least send in the Tactician, though. I'm not even sure what we have in the yard. Let's see. Healer we can cast again. That's worth it. Just trying to get on board, too, here. Heck, we can even do this right now. Oh, pesky ape. Nice top deck from Oppo. Yeah, now it definitely seems worth it, right, Mike? But hopefully we just find cyclers and win from here. Facing King Kong a lot today. Fighting doesn't do anything for us, but cycling sure does. They draw 2 lands, we draw 2 cyclers, and we win. Heck, we draw 1 more cycler. Annoying. Annoying for sure. Because we got to do something about that. But I'm going to tap Kong and the Nipper because we can still send Healer and Tactician through the Naturalist. But we really want to find more cycling here. Here we go. Love it. You get in for 4. That's true. I could just let them attack Nentuko if they want to make that mistake. I don't want to let them attack with a Boot Nipper. Although maybe I don't want that damage race, but we can let them attack with Kong. You're right. It's kind of funny. Don't attack me with a 2/1, but please, the 7/6, yes, that's fine. Interesting. Do we just go for it then with this? I think we go for it. I'm going to tap that down and get in for 4. Because if we find another cycling, like, we're very locked in for getting this done. Flare is still deep in the deck somewhere. Marmoset doesn't have cycling, but it lets us get 1 wider on our next attack. So it's still good even though it wasn't another cycler. Should set us up for a win. If Oppo draws a land, we win. Oppo needs to find action here. I'm going to play my land. I don't see why I shouldn't in case we, for some reason, need to chain 12 cycling moves into another, one into another. And I am gonna, we were talking about letting him attack, but again, I don't want him to attack with the Boot Nipper, although we have the Marmoset to block it, so maybe we go ahead and do. Yeah, go ahead, bring it. Yeah, they can't even do it, can they? Oh, hello.
Some say I never heard of ya, a rap burglar.
Tap. Tap. Yeah. We did it! All I do around here is 7-win Premier. Nice. Extra packs, etc. Ooh, and we got a draft token coming up for what is this, like next reward. We do have the mastery pass on this account. Mike says, try the auto picker challenge. I haven't done better than 5-3. Interesting. Interesting. Do I prefer Premier or Best of 3? I like them just about equally, which is nice because they're about equal in terms of their value to me. No, I actually opened my 4 packs this morning. I'll open these, though. I'll tell you what. I'll open these. I usually wait, but I'll open these because I'm about to do... I'm going to be doing... What's coming up next is that I'm going to be drafting against viewers. and we're going to be doing it offline and importing our Ikoria decks into Arena. And so if I happen to draft one of these rares that I'm opening, I'll be happy to have opened it rather than have to craft it. So normally I wait till 10x, but we'll have fun opening these, say goodbye to YouTube, and then talk about whether we're ready to just jump into the next event or whether I need to kill 15 minutes. You tell me, Mama. If everybody's ready, I can take a short break. But basically, I think maybe I'll just take a lunch break here and then come back at the top of the hour ready for action.